How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show we're going to take a look at the back pages and what is going on in the world of football. And the last piece of news involves Arsenal, because reports are suggesting that they are interested in Sweden striker Alexander Isak.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place, we're going to start at the back pages and what is going on in the world of football. And there's loads going on. Now, of course, we are down to the last 16 of the Euros. And this is where things get very, very interesting. And of course, on Tuesday night, England will take on Germany. And I'll tell you something, what an unbelievable group that was, first and foremost. And fair play to teams like Hungary. Because yeah, I think a lot of us wrote them off beforehand. And at one point, they were the team that were going to be playing England. They done so well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see what happens between England and Germany, of course. The old rivalries and everything else. And can we finally get past Germany in a major tournament in the knockout stages? Can we actually get over, you know, all those years of hurt? You know how the song goes, it was 30 years, it's nearly 60 now. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting game, like I said. But yeah, what's going on if, you know, the back pages and the Daily Mirror. Liverpool have been linked with a surprise move for Aston Villa midfielder John McGinn, 2 years after Manchester United ignored Sir Alex Ferguson's call for them to make a move. Be an interesting one, to be fair. I think that he would, you know, most definitely want the move. No disrespect to Aston Villa, but yeah, it'd be interesting. I think he's a good player. Concern is growing at Barcelona as captain Lionel Messi continues to delay on signing a new contract to stay at the new camp. And I do think he will stay. I do think he's still an unbelievable player, even at his age. But the wages and what Barcelona are actually paying for Lionel Messi has ultimately crippled them. The reason why they're in so much debt, the reason why there's so many problems is because of Lionel Messi. It's that simple. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't think that anybody would take Lionel Messi on. I know that sounds strange or weird to say, but given his age, the wage, and I suppose someone would want him because of the commercial side of things. You'd probably make your money back on that alone. But do you put your club in the financial restraints that, you know, Barcelona ultimately have done? Yeah, it's an interesting one, but I do think he will stay at the new camp. England medical staff are seeking permission for Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell to take part in socially distanced training with their teammates. Still find it absolutely staggering that you know, they have to be isolated and away from the rest of the players and everything. And not so much Ben Chilwell, because I don't think he's been involved, but Mason Mount, I don't think he'll be involved in the game against Germany on Tuesday. I think it would be absolutely stupid if he actually was involved and start the game, because their isolation actually ends on the morning of the game. So how would you possibly start Mason Mount against Germany when he's been, you know, in isolation? He's not trained with his teammates. He's not been involved in any, you know, of the group discussions and tactical side of things. You can't play him. You really can't. But I still think it's just an absolutely ludicrous decision in the first place. Wales fans are furious at being banned from attending the last 16 clash with Denmark in Amsterdam, while the Danish fans have a 12-hour window to go watch their team. And yeah, I've got to agree with that one. I think that's a little bit harsh, to be honest with you. I think that's a bit unfair that one team's allowed to have fans inside the stadium and the other is not. I could understand if it's being held in their home venue and the away fans or whatever they might decide at the moment. And we are in the midst of coronavirus still and everything else. And there are restrictions, but you're allowing one team set of fans to travel and the other not. And I know it's not actually FIFA or anything like that and UEFA. It's, you know, down to the locations and whatnot. But that's where they probably should step in and say, well, yeah, if one's not allowed fans, then the other ain't. But then on the flip side, they want fans in the stadium for the atmosphere, because the one thing that's been really good at this Euros is seeing fans back inside the stadiums. Even the stadiums that have only been like quarter full, they've been brilliant. The Hungary games, my word, how amazing was their first couple of games with full stadiums. You look at Denmark's you know, game last time out, where they actually qualified for the last 16, full stadium. It was electric. And it was so nice seeing that again. Full stadiums and fans just enjoying themselves. It's just amazing. Gareth Southgate is ready to ring the changes again after admitting England have to find different ways to win. I agree with that in a certain extent, because you can't play the same players and formations and everything every single time and expect to get the same results. You know, football has moved on. To the sense that you have to play the right players or formation, you know, based on who you might be playing, etc. Watching Germany so far, in particular the Portugal game for around about an hour, they were effectively playing with what was an attacking five when the wing backs got involved, and it's quite interesting to see. Now it does leave them vulnerable to the counter attack. When you look at Portugal's first goal, that's exactly how they got that goal, on the counter-attack. But in an attacking sense, with the players that they've got available to them, they can be very, very dangerous. And that's something that England would have to watch out for. And one of the reasons why some people are suggesting that England may well go with that back three for the game against Germany. But we will wait and see. Aaron Ramsey's agent has shot down talk of a return to Arsenal this summer. Happy about that. Tottenham are reportedly set for a U-turn and will hold talks with Nuno Espirito Santo. I don't think they've got much choice. Nobody wants the job, so they're kind of having to go back to the start of the queue and kind of think, right, let's see what happens. But yeah, I think before they even think about buying any players, they need to try and find themselves a manager to buy those players. Arsenal defender Sead Kolasinac is reportedly being chased by Lazio and Fenerbahce amid uncertainty over his future. I actually forgot he was on loan and he was coming back, and he's actually back, and oh no. But his contract's nearly run down. From what reports are suggesting, Arsenal are looking to terminate his contract. Similar situation what they did with Ozil and other players and everything else. Mustafi, I believe it was, and just get him out the door. And it's as simple as that. The sooner the better. So, yeah, there we go for the back pages. Last piece of news involves Arsenal, and reports are suggesting that they are ahead of Real Madrid in a race for Alexander Isak, having reportedly held talks with the Swedish striker. The 21-year-old has impressed in Euro 2020 group games against Spain, Slovakia and Poland, despite failing to find the net, and has also enjoyed a fine season with Real Sociedad. He scored 17 La Liga goals and was named the division's young player of the season. This definitely looks like something that Arsenal could do. Could they get it done is another matter. I knew who he was before the Euros and I'd seen him play, but I never really paid much attention in great detail. Obviously, I've seen him when watching La Liga and I've seen him scoring his goals, you know, Real Sociedad and everything else. But it's at the Euros I've kind of paid a bit more attention to him because I've seen his name was linked before and everything else. And very, very impressed with him at the Euros. Very impressed. And for a young lad, 21 years old, yeah, very, very big future ahead of him. And he does fit into the one demographic that Arsenal seem to be looking at the moment, which is the age bracket, you know, 21 to 25 sort of age. The other would be Premier League proven. Of course, he's not. But when you look at a lot of the players that Arsenal are, you know, reportedly going to be bringing in, then you would have to say that the odd one or two player not Premier League proven is not that bad when you've got so much experience, you know, being brought in as well. If you was trying to bring in 4 or 5, you know, players that are not Premier League proven, then you could have the question marks and think, what if they all don't gel and, you know, hit the ground running, etc., etc. When there's 1 or 2, it's a lot easier than 4 or 5, that's for sure. So, yeah, it's an interesting rumour, and we will wait and see what happens. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you a lot soon. I'm out of here.